have with us former Prime Minister Paul Martin. It's a fantastic honor to have him here, especially at a time where we have the G20, because if I remember correctly, it was Pedro Malan yourself as finance ministers who thought the way you had it organized wasn't quite working. Is that so?
Yes, well, essentially at the time of the Asian crisis, as you know, a number of Asian countries were involved, obviously. But when the G7 came up with the solutions, of course, they simply ignored them because they were not at the table when those solutions were being discussed. China, India, Malaysia, Indonesia, and Thailand as an example. So I sat down with Larry Summers, who was my American counterpart, and said, look, we've got to create a new group that includes these people. He agreed, and so I went out and spoke to all of the G8 and then all of the eventual G20 finance ministers. We agreed that a new organization would be set up, and that's what's happened. And obviously it's that structure that has now led to the G20 at the leaders level.
Fantastic. Must feel vindicated in a certain way?
Well, certainly when I was Prime Minister, I went out and spoke to all of the G20 countries about doing it. Everybody was on side, some more reluctantly than others, except of course the United States. And then when George Bush, when the crisis hit, called the G20, I felt really that yes, this was an idea whose time has come.
That's excellent. And just so that you know, Marcel Beato, who is the advisor to President Lula, just told us that Timothy Geithner has requested to be in all of the finance ministers' meetings of the BRICS.
Well, I think that,
there we go.
Well, I think that's very important. I think that the leadership, in fact, that has been shown by Lula's government in Brazil, by Gordon Brown, I think has played a very, very important role. And I think that the G20 is really going to be the global steering committee, and I think that's very important.
That's excellent. And so that you know, the Brazilian government has told me that they remember the meetings with you with fondness.
Well, and I remember them with fondness as well.
That's wonderful. Thank you very much.
Thank you.